One, it is the Fantasy Slant. We are back for week 12. We'll see if anybody jumps in with me. Might be holding solo. So, looking forward to talking to all of you guys, helping you through your fantasy weeks, which is why we're all here. Playoffs are coming. We're creeping towards the end of another football season, which is just insane to even think about. Like, how are we already in week 12, right? I mean, we wait so long for it to get here, and then it just, for most of us, crumbles before our very eyes. So, with that, we're going to have a lot to talk about. We're going to get your fantasy teams and matchups ready to go. And speaking of ready to go, it looks like Jim's ready to go. There he is. What's up, stranger?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good. I wasn't sure if you were going to make it. Good to have you.
I made it back.
Awesome. How was the trip?
No, we drove.
I know. That's what I mean.
You said how was the flight? Hold on.
No, how's the trip?
No, it was great. It was great.
It's a long drive.
Made it in one shot, both ways.
Wow.
Yep.
Florida to Jersey, straight
Florida
through.
to Jersey. I drove the whole way last night. I got home a little after midnight, and yeah, good.
Cool.
Little stuff, but
yeah. Well, it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
You're getting old now, but I'm glad to see that you were able to get out of bed this morning.
I wasn't sure what time we'd get back, but I wanted to hear all the ways John was going to tell me the Pats are going to beat the Giants today, but he's not on.
I hope he can jump on for at least a few. He said that his wife had surgery and some stuff they were dealing with. So
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, he just let me know this morning. So we'll see. I'm going to ask him if he could jump on for a few to at least talk about that.
Yeah, I saw they were playing there, and actually it's on TV here, which is great. I mean, it's not going to be a great game, but at least I'll get to watch it.
No.
And I'm flying blind a little bit here. I don't have any notes. I didn't look at the games. I got here, got up, turned my computer on, and I'm here. But I'm going to do what I can.
That's all we can ask.
That's it.
Again, I got these. I got this. It's not it. Wow. Hold on. There it is. Sorry, I had the one of the ads going for the scoreboard, and
I love that.
I love when it's just talking over you.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I like me and John. We switched it up a little bit last week. I don't know if you watched, but we instead of going game by game, we just kind of talked big storylines that are going on for the week. A little more fun, a lot more engaging. So I think we'll try and stick with that and talk about some of the hot topic things, a couple of the key games, of course, and give out fantasy advice like we've been doing. So last week we gave out some really good advice from what I tracked. So I think except for I told somebody not to start Saquon, and then he ended up having some big games. Now, to be fair, though, he was at like -2 yards rushing in the third quarter. He had a couple of passes, and then he broke off like back-to-back 35-yard rushes. But if you watch that, going into the third quarter, barring one touchdown catch that he got.
It was a nice catch, too.
Yeah.
It was a nice throw. Nice throw by DeVito. Yeah.
Yeah. So for a while there, I was like, all right. What I was saying about Barkley was right. I mean, he was, like I said, -2 yards rushing going into the third quarter like that. In the third quarter, I was like, oh, man, that's what I was expecting to happen. But he broke a couple big ones there and saved his fantasy day. But yeah, there's not really a lot of games on the slate that you're like, can't wait to watch that one this week, Yeah, we were talking about it last week with these quarterback injuries left and right. I mean, it's tough, and it's making games just bad. Like, there's just a lot of them. I mean, you look up and down the slate, and like, what do you Panthers Titans this week? Steelers Bengals. That could have been a good game with Joe Burrow and that against that defense. Not anymore.
No.
Saints Falcons. Man, nobody cares about that. Desmond Ridder starting again, but. And I hope John jumps on. I want to try and save that because I saw that Bill Belichick didn't even tell any of the players who was starting until Friday. Like, what are you keeping secrets from your own players for?
No, it's going to be this. Heads, it's Zappy. Tails, it's we're going to flip a coin. Get ready. Both of you be ready.
Yeah.
One of you are going to play.
Maybe
one each half. Who knows?
That's a Belichick thing. You know what it might have been? Instead of a coin, it might have been the wishbone.
It could have been that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Right.
Right.
Okay.
Friday they could have pulled the
Oh,
wishbone, and one side was Zappy, the other side was Mac Jones. And
oh my
Mac
God. Did you
Jones.
see the memes that they do with Mac Jones looking like he's crying in the press conference after the game when they pulled him out of the game? Oh my
No.
God, you got to find it. And there's one of Belichick doing it, and his lips are quivering as he's talking, and it looks like he's crying. The first time I saw it, I thought it was real. I'm like, oh my God, Mac Jones, this kid really can't handle
He fell
anything,
apart.
right? And then I saw one with Belichick, and I realized, okay, I'm too old to realize it's not real. But there is some great ones out there of him just crying and like, how did you feel when they pulled you out of the game for some? It was really hard, and his lip is quivering. I wanted to send it to John. Then when I saw Belichick, I said, "Oh, this is a, you
He
know,
knew it was fake.
yes, it was fake, but it's funny. It's great. These
Oh
people
man.
got a lot of talent that do these things.
Yeah, and a lot of AI stuff helps too.
Oh, sure.
It makes it even harder to know what's real and fake now that
That's
AI
right.
is. I mean, AI can make things look so realistic.
Yep. Pretty soon, you're not
Um,
going to have to know anything. AI is going to do it all. I mean,
yeah, yeah, I know it's doing.
writing
Um,
books, telling stories, writing songs,
yeah,
everything, anything.
yeah. Oh, on LinkedIn, they've got like an AI generator too. So I like put a post on LinkedIn the other day, and then it was like, oh, let AI write it. Like when I finished it, I was like, oh, let's see what it does, and I clicked it, and I was like, damn, that
Yep.
sounds good.
Yep.
I'll go with that. Like,
That's right.
I wrote it, and I was like, man, yeah, I like this. This sounds
Yep.
really nice. And then
Yep.
yeah, stupid AI goes in there and makes it all polished up and
So I wonder how like
snazzy.
plagiarism is going to work with AI and stuff. I get resumes in, and I'm like, I don't think this guy really wrote this. This is you could sometimes you could tell it was computer generated, but at
Yeah.
least you think that way. But who
Yeah,
knows?
I mean,
Who knows?
what's college is going to be so easy now,
Oh my God!
right? Like
Yeah,
AI, write me a paper on
that's right.
Thomas
How are you going to do
Jefferson.
that?
Oh,
They're going to have to do their work in person. Right? Put your computers away. Here's the paper and pencil, like the old days. Let me see a paper and pencil. Yeah, okay. Let me
right,
see you.
right.
Can you even write? Do you know how to write and spell and everything? Anyway, what are we talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah. Cursive. Imagine having to read. Yeah, these kids nowadays, I got to go to college and write things
No.
out, and they don't know how to write in cursive. Oh man,
Mm,
oh, that's
no.
gonna be
The
fun.
kids, anything.
Um,
Kids can't do anything now. No.
oh, it's sad. It's sad, but hey, that's the way of it. Um, all right, but speaking of games to watch, I think the only one actually there's two that I'm kind of excited about. Bills Eagles tonight or this
That's
afternoon.
yeah.
That's going to be a big one.
Yep.
And Sunday night game is Ravens at Chargers. That could be an interesting game to watch.
Yep.
I don't know if it's going to be a great game, but it could be. We'll see. I mean, the Chargers, are they going to Charger? And then well, I think the big thing coming out of this is kind of what we've been talking about in our chats most of the week is the hot seats that are heating up.
Mm,
Uh, I mean, there's a lot of teams that are in trouble. Jets by far included in that. I'd say the Giants, arguably, Patriots are all three of our teams are
yep.
starting to dip into hot water as far as
Hmm.
coaching, as far as personnel. That's something you got to keep an eye on. And this Patriots Giants game is going to be telling
Hmm.
one way or the other, right? Like this could be Mac Jones's last start,
Right.
realistically, because and from our chats, like the Jets, they bench Zach Wilson, and there's no way you can go back to Zach Wilson. It's impossible. You just can't do it, which I don't understand why you can't, because Bill Belichick pulls Mac Jones like every other week and
Right.
puts him back in as the starter, and nobody talks about it. Zach Wilson
Yep.
gets benched once, career's over, can never play in New
Mhm.
York again. Hey, why?
Yeah.
Put him back in. Like
Have you heard Boomer Esiason talking about Zach out here?
he not lately.
Oh my
This
God. You gotta look at some of that stuff. He is like, this kid has learned nothing. Basically, the Jets need to just release him.
oh
Release this is Boomer Esiason,
yeah
ex-Jet quarterback,
yeah
right?
yeah
They need to release this kid and start over, and he's never gonna make it anywhere. I mean, really, Rip, I couldn't believe it because he usually doesn't, sometimes he takes a stand or whatever, but for him to be that open and blatant about it, I was a little surprised, especially being from the Jet organization at the end of his career. But
yeah I mean, and they just go with whatever way the wind is blowing in New
Yeah.
York too. Like,
Mhm.
you completely forget that he beat the Eagles. He should have beat the Chiefs. He beat the Broncos, who's looking like a good team now. He did what he had to do against that Giants game to get the win.
Right. I
And
still don't know why they didn't let DeVito just throw the ball that game. I watched DeVito in the preseason. I'm not saying he should
yeah,
have been the backup to Jones, but I thought to myself, this kid they were moving the ball down the field. I mean, he was throwing the ball. So why in that Jet game in the rain did they just keep handing it off? They wouldn't let them throw it at all. It
no,
was really like they tried to lose that game. I really believe that. And
it,
then after that, it's
yeah,
like, well, all right, let's start trying next week. I mean, why? Well, you pick a side.
right. Right. Yeah, that was a weird game to watch. And even watching it, you knew like when that game went to overtime, you knew the Jets were going to
Oh
win
yeah,
that because
yeah.
they're not going to throw the ball.
No,
So
I didn't understand what the
right.
thinking was. And I think that's where it probably started for Dayball. Like, can this guy coach? What is he doing? What
Hmm.
happened? And but now, right. So Giants are 3-8, and New
Yep.
England's 2-8. So the Jets are
Yeah.
what,
Keep it
four and
keep it that
six,
way.
7?
Jets are now are they 4-7?
7, I
Four
think
and
so.
seven, yeah.
So the question is going to be, are the Giants going to have the best record out of us three again? It's very
Um,
possible.
it
Even though the
it might
Giants
be.
have the Eagles twice, we still have to play the Eagles 2 times. So that unless the Eagles just sit everybody because they have it locked up, they have them the last week of the year. But we'll see what happens
Yeah,
with
maybe at the very end, but with
the
with
last
the
week.
Cowboys,
Yep.
and the 49ers sitting at 8-3,
Yep.
Lions too at 8-3. So um,
I'm
the
rooting for the
Eagles are
Lions.
the Eagles are getting ready to hit a tough stretch as well in
Yep.
their game, including this week. If the Bills beat them, they're 9-2. Everybody's one game back. You can't let off the gas there
Yeah. I don't
in the
think they're going to
NFC.
beat them. I don't think they're going to beat them. It's
I
funny
don't.
because Sirianni says, every time we get the ball, it's 1st and 9. Because the last yard we just push and we get it. So we don't even need 10. We just need
No.
9 yards and we get the first down. So
Yep. And you know what's weird is there is nothing special about that play, but
no.
yet nobody else does it.
And nobody can stop it. People jump
No.
on from the left, from the right, over the top, and they just go for a ride. Like, it's like those guys dig in with their hands and dig in through the dirt and push I can't believe it. I watch it in slow
Yeah.
motion. I'm like, how are they able to get so low and like almost get under the other guy's legs and drive him backwards? And it's
Yeah.
usually like it kind of stalls and then they push through. It's
Yeah,
such
because
a
they got the
weird,
two guys behind pushing everybody forward. So it's like, yeah,
yeah,
you hit that initial
right,
wall, and then
right,
the quarterback and two running backs come
right.
up behind and hit everything forward. It's like
Yep.
it's not this like crazy sophisticated play
No,
that you're like, how with all
no,
this movement? I don't know which way. No,
no.
everybody knows what they're
Right, they
doing.
line up.
Nobody else does it.
Right. One of these days they'll do it. They'll act like they're going to do it and just step back and toss it to somebody. He'll be gone. Right.
Yeah.
Toss it to Swift.
Yeah.
It'll be over. But up until then,
Right.
nobody can stop it. You just can't do it,
No.
even though you know what's coming. And I
Well,
know that
why doesn't
Hurts
every
can
team
squat
copy it?
because Hurts squats 600 pounds. He has really strong legs, so he can squat
Yeah.
600. He can push the line by himself. And then you get
Yeah. Yeah.
AJ Brown behind that, who's a beast too. And they just push it.
Yeah.
But it's
No, it's
incredible. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think it's been. I haven't looked. I don't think it's been stopped yet. Have they been stuffed once?
I
I
don't
don't think
think they
so.
have. No. It's crazy. That the tush push is definitely
Yeah.
it's a viable play, but
Mhm.
it's weird that nobody else copies it. Everybody
No.
else is fourth and one out of the shotgun, and you're
Right.
like,
I was
"What
just going to
are
say
you
on
doing?"
Thanksgiving, I saw that. Yeah, we're going to do a draw. What? You didn't learn anything watching what the Eagles do? You're going to do a draw, and the guy gets hit in
Right.
the backfield. Yeah, that's a good play.
Hmm.
Good
Yeah,
play.
I don't understand that one, but yeah, Eagles are a good team, but again, they're 9-1, and that one came against Zach Wilson.
I
So
don't. I almost have to go back and watch that game because I did watch it and I must have deleted it from memory because I do not understand or remember how. I don't know. What was the score? Was it close?
yeah,
Had to be
yeah, that
because
was the Jets won it with that pick six right at the end of the game.
oh,
Um,
okay.
to
I
go
don't
up,
know.
and then they had a defensive stop. So that was
Wow,
what was the final score of that? Let me
I
see.
don't know.
That
It
was
was like
20
week
to
3 or
20 to
something.
14. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, week 6.
Week 6. Okay.
Yeah. So 20-14. Yeah, they won it on that pick six, took the lead,
Mhm.
and then held on with the defense. So yeah, the defense had, I think, 3 interceptions against Hurts, and he fumbled. So
Oh,
it was
that's what it was. Yes. It
the
was all the
defense played.
interceptions that game. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, but Wilson played good in that game too. So um, did a great job. I'm jumping in here real quick. Hurts had 3 picks. Yeah, Wilson only had 186 yards, but still no mistakes.
Mhm.
Looks like what would they have? And DeAndre Swift lost a fumble. That's right. So
Yep.
yeah, defense played crazy, offense played pretty good, and they won the game.
And
But
I'm sure they were looking past him because they didn't think it was even going to be a, on talk radio here. It was like, oh, come on. We got to play
yeah,
the Jets. What are they going to do? And then they
right,
lose.
right.
But,
Yeah, and that's going to be interesting too. And I haven't looked at the Giant schedule, but I felt really confident a couple like after that little 3-game winning streak there that they had against Denver, Philly. They took Kansas City right down to the wire. They beat Denver convincingly, beat Philly,
Mhm.
squeezed that one out in the Giants. Terrible weather and just disgusting game. But I was like, all right, we can go on a run here. And now we've got Atlanta next, Houston after that, Miami, Washington, Cleveland, New England.
Hmm.
I was feeling
We'll win
really
some of
good
those
about
games.
this. I was feeling really good about this stretch.
Yep.
Atlanta, I mean, Houston's good with CJ Stroud, but Atlanta looks like a mess. Miami, I was like, maybe we could go 1-1 with Miami. No, Washington, maybe, but I was really confident about that one. Uh,
Yep.
Same Cleveland, great defense. I don't feel good about that one anymore.
Mm-mm.
And then New England to close it out. They'll find a way to
Mhm.
lose to New England again. Uh,
Yep.
so it's like, man, I thought if we could just get somewhere around 500 at this point, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to 5 wins comfortably
Right.
to end the season out and push you up to maybe 9 wins and be there in the playoff hunt. Now, I don't know if they can beat any of these teams.
No,
I really don't.
they might not be able to. I mean, the way they've been looking. I mean, I mean, the Miami game. I mean, I was down there with my brother, and he's all fired up and ready to go. And in the first play, they fumble the kickoff, and it's like, oh my god. Then they
Wah,
finally
wah,
score. They
wah.
miss the extra point. It's like, come on. And then the Hail Mary run back. What are you kidding?
Oh,
I mean,
have you
what
ever
else
seen
can
that
go wrong?
before?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But I mean, it makes sense that it was against the Jets. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, I said, like, the guy's running and he's getting to like the 30, 35, 40. And I said to my brother, where the hell are the Jets? Where is it? Like the camera, there was not one guy in the screen. I'm like, and like he said, why do you throw a Hail Mary with Brees in the backfield? Why isn't he downfield? What I don't know I don't know how they
Yeah.
make the decisions, how they do what they do. But
That
man,
I don't
everything goes wrong. I mean,
yeah. It's it's shocking. But I went on with Boy Green and did his show after last week's, and it's like
mhm,
the thing about the Jets is there's and I was talking in some of the spaces too about this. There's no way out.
no,
Like they signed a deal with the devil to get Aaron Rodgers.
yeah,
They did everything that the devil wanted. It
mhm,
was supposed to come with the Super Bowl, and you can't go back with a deal on the devil like with the
mhm,
devil. Like he he took the soul and walked away laughing, and now the
right,
Jets are left like, hey, this isn't fair. And of course,
right,
he doesn't play fair. So,
no,
everything that they did
right.
from Rodgers to his supporting cast has been a
Oh
disaster.
my God, did you see all the guys that have come over? Nobody's now. Lazard is a healthy scratch too, and
Yeah,
Hackett and Cobb, and come on,
right.
it's like you got to start
Everything.
over. All right, let's just start over again next year. I mean,
Yeah,
or in 2
but you
years, whatever.
can't.
I
Yeah,
know,
you
I
can't
know.
start over next year because
No.
if you let Rodgers go, the dead cap, even if he retires, the cap hit is $66 million. You
Maybe he
can't
can do a
even
he can restructure it.
yeah, for
A
the next
million
20
for
years.
66 more years.
Yeah.
His
Yeah, that would
kids
be
get
awesome.
in everything. Just
Right.
break it out.
For no completions. in his Jets career.
Mm.
You pay him for the next 60 years.
Wow. Did he
You
throw a
know,
pass in those first 3 plays, or were they all handoffs? Did he complete a
no, he
pass?
threw one. He threw one out of bounds
Oh,
as
boy.
he was being chased down.
One pass,
So,
$66 please.
yeah.
I'll
So
that
that's the thing is they can't do anything. Like they just have to
yeah.
wait until this ends. So I
I
don't.
told
Yeah,
you,
and
I
that's
think the Jets need to relocate and start over. That's what they gotta just get out of New Jersey, even though
yeah,
they're New York, go somewhere else, get a different name, start over.
yeah,
That's what they should do. I mean, there's guys that are Jets fans that, been lifers and
hmm
like you,
hmm
like my brother, and guys older than both of you. And it's
yeah.
like it's just not fair. It's not fair to the fans. I mean, what they do and put you through, and still the
No,
fans come out and they're cheering and they're tailgating and they're excited a year after year after year of nothing. It's I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know.
It's definitely it's not fun. And I think
No.
I don't remember who I was talking to this about, but I can't think of a. And there's been a lot of disappointing years. I can't think of one that is more disappointing than this year.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you look at everything that was put into place in the offseason and the hype that
right.
came in with the offseason, and to not only just have it completely taken away in the first series of the season, but then to devolve into this, to what we have on the field now. It's just like, and the season's not close to over. It's not like we're on the cusp of people just being like, okay, let's, there's 2 games left. Let's just get through. No, there's still a chunk of the season remaining.
Hey,
It's
Travis.
hey, morning, buddy,
You
or
too.
good afternoon. You're a Florida guy. Yeah.
Actually, I was going through Jacksonville yesterday
Yeah.
morning. I
Oh, you
went
should have
to
hit Travis up.
yeah, I went through Citra. I don't know if you know where Citra is, Travis, and I stopped in the orange shop. My God, they have the best orange juice. I said to the lady, "Are you sure you don't put sugar in this? Because it is like it's all fresh squeezed. It's a place right there on 301." And I was coming up, and I said to my wife, "Man, Travis lives around here. I don't know where he lives. It'd be funny if he was next to me in a car. At least I know what he looks like." But, yeah.
Travis.
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, pull over. Let's go get some orange juice. Yeah, but no, that's it's gonna be fun to see what happens this offseason, and maybe they should. I mean, the Oregon needs a team. They can
Yeah,
maybe they can
see,
move
there
to
you go.
Portland, Oregon, and be
Right.
the I don't
The
I don't
loons
know the
instead of a duck. The loon. A loon is like a duck, isn't it?
I
The
think
Oregon
so.
loons.
Yeah, they could be the mallards or
Oh, there you
something. I
go.
don't know.
Mallard.
Yeah.
Maybe mallards. Better
Yeah, they could be the Oregon hippies.
word. Oh my
The
god.
Portland hippies. That would be good.
Oh, he lives in Oklahoma City. Oh, I think you lived in Jacksonville. Oh, I didn't
He
know that.
lived in
Okay.
Jacksonville too. Huh, you weren't even
OKC.
close. No way you would have seen him.
No, no.
But yeah, that's it's gonna be interesting. All of our teams, though, really. I mean, and a lot of others. I mean, this is gonna be a huge offseason, especially with these quarterback injuries.
Yeah,
That's gonna be one thing, but there's gonna be so many coaches on the hot seat this year. And that's kind of a normal thing. Everybody's like, oh, there's so many coaches, but every year there's like 10 to 12 coaches that
sure.
move on.
I think
Maybe sometimes it's
Harbaugh's
fewer.
available.
It's sounding like it. It's sounding like
Right?
it. And I'm sure they'll,
Is-
you know,
Isn't he banned for the year now?
yeah. Uh,
No, I'm talking
but
about Jim Harbaugh.
yeah, Jim Harbaugh. Yeah. Yeah, that's a mess in itself there. But he just seems to trouble just tracks him. It's
Yeah.
like there's always controversy surrounding him.
Yeah.
It's weird. So the Jets will probably sign him.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
but that's the other thing is like
He'll be the answer.
even with that, like and kind of where I was going with like Aaron Rodgers having things by the ball, having the team by the balls, they can't fire Nathaniel Hackett. Look at all the changes that have happened.
Right.
Even the Bills, after a subpar game, they still scored points. They fired their offensive coordinator a couple weeks ago because it wasn't good enough. Even though they were scoring, it wasn't good enough.
No.
The Steelers fired their offensive coordinator.
Right.
You've seen Ron Rivera fired his defensive coordinator after he took all of his players away on the defensive side.
Yeah.
The Jets,
that's crazy. How does that happen?
I don't know. But with the Jets, they keep, I mean, it's the worst offense I think anybody, argue with me on
Oh yeah.
this. Like, have you seen an offense perform worse than this in the last 20
No.
years?
No.
And they
Eh,
just
no.
continue. It's
No.
not even a question. They asked Robert Saleh if he's considering making a change at offensive coordinator. He absolutely flat out no, not at this time.
I
Like
mean, so
what more do you need to see?
what's the game plan? What are they planning on doing then? We're just going to keep running it into the ground, and then our plan for the offseason is what? Draft is we're going to go after somebody. It's not one player away from anything. So
No.
what are you going to do?
I don't know. I mean, they need wide receivers, obviously. They need an offensive line like
Yeah.
it's nobody's business, and you don't have a second round pick anymore.
Mm-mm.
So even if they have a high first round pick, you're not coming back in the second and grabbing another impact player because that's
Right.
going to the Packers now. So
Right. No,
I
they thought Lazard and Cobb were going to be the offset to Garrett Wilson. I mean, you had Julio Jones out there, you had D Hop out there, you had
D-Hop.
guys out there sitting home.
Yeah.
No, Aaron. Who do you want? 5'1" Aaron Randall Cobb. Bring him in.
Bring him in. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
about Golden Tate? Is he available? Let's bring Golden Tate in.
I'm like I said, I'm surprised they didn't call Jordy Nelson. Just say, hey,
Right? Why
Jordy,
not? Why not?
yeah, you've been retired for 8 years. You want to come back and play some football with
Right.
Aaron? You
Right.
know,
Or
it's the
Sterling
reunion
Sharp.
tour.
Sterling
Yeah.
Sharp. Let's bring him in.
Right.
He used to play
Yeah,
in Green
it's
Bay.
like we're the Harlem Globetrotters, but nobody told the defense they weren't supposed to play against us.
Oh my God.
But again, like the Giants are going to be in that if they keep going the way they're going, they're going to be in the same situation, maybe even worse. Because what do you do with Daniel Jones?
Right.
You just paid him a ton of money,
They just
and
extended him, and Mara already said
right,
we're not going away from him. So even if I think maybe they were thinking about trying to get a high draft pick and going after the kid out on the West Coast, I forget his name, but
Caleb Williams.
there you go,
Yeah,
Caleb. But now I think it's like, no, I don't think they need to do that. Maybe DeVito now they'll just let him go the rest of the year here. Tyrod I don't think comes back. He probably goes to the Jets. And
what
then
happened to him?
he
He left the Jets
broke
game.
his rib. I think he broke
Okay.
a rib or something, and then
Yeah, I saw he went to the hospital
probably
during that
C-Focus,
Jets game,
right.
and then never heard another thing about it.
No,
I was like, is he alive in
I
the
think
hospital?
he
Like
is. I
it
think
was
he is.
nothing, crickets.
No. But I mean, that's you can go back to the videotape where I've said so many times he can't make it through a game. He gets hit, he gets knocked out, and sure enough, he went down. I didn't even see the hit that hit him in the ribs, but I saw him holding his ribs coming off, and that's it. So now he's out, and maybe let DeVito just keep throwing a ball. The kid seems tough. He runs, he goes after it. He's not afraid to take a hit. Probably takes too many hits, but if they win a couple of games out for the rest of the year, I think next year is just Jones and him.
Yeah.
Nixon,
Yeah, that'll be it's going to be interesting too to see what they even do with Dabo. Like, can he
No, he's
keep
staying.
the
He's
team
not
together?
I don't think he's going anywhere.
You don't think so?
No.
That's going to be interesting. All right, so let's
I
go
don't think so.
TS.
Kyron.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. So we got 2 in a PPR. Oh, and there's Alex. 8 inches of snow in Kansas.
What?
Ugh.
So they activated
That sounds terrible.
Williams off injured reserve. Okay.
Yep, and they cut Darren Williams too. So let's see. So against the Cardinals, division game. I mean, you like that.
Rams.
I'm definitely leaning Puka in this one. God, I hate saying Joe Mixon, but without a quarterback, and the Steel. No, I would probably go with Kyrene and Puka in this one.
Yeah,
that
double
Steelers
up on the
defense.
Rams?
Yeah, the Steelers defense is really good. They're going to start AJ McCarron this week, so you kind of and taking a play out of what every team does against the Jets, you force that quarterback to throw. So you take the run game away, which is going to stack the box on Mixon, not let him run and force AJ McCarron to throw the ball. The Steelers defense is very good. I would avoid that.
Yeah, I think I would avoid Mixon too for those reasons. Yep. Yeah, double up on the Rams and
yeah, it's against the Cardinals. I mean, it's not like the Cardinals are are great. The one positive about that is, yes, you could score on the Cardinals, but also with Kyler back, that offense looks much better, which means the game's going to stay close and it's not going to go to either a run or just a catch-up mode. It should stay pretty even, which means both of them should get play throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
So I would double up on that one and stay away from Mixon. I don't like it without a good quarterback. And I benched Breece Hall this week because I didn't trust Boyle, and they did exactly what I thought they were going to do. So
good luck, TS. Yeah, I'll take a look at that later and see how that works out.
TS, also, while you're here, man, smash that subscribe button. Make sure you're coming back every week. We're going to get you through the playoffs. So get you W's all season long. All right.
Alex.
Yeah, Alex, congratulations on your...
So Alex is in Kansas? I'm learning all new stuff today.
Yeah.
Big Head Simmons is in Oklahoma, and this guy's in Kansas.
They could literally be best friends. They could hang out on the weekend. So
I thought
Alex, drive down to OKC, go hang out with Travis.
Yeah, I thought Alex lived up by you.
He was up here. He got out of the Air Force. What, Alex? It's been about a year now, right? A little over a year. Or maybe a year and a half. I think he got out in like March or something like that, like over a year ago. So, yeah, and then he went back to Kansas. Weird. Only person in the United States that chose to go back to Kansas. So good for him.
Wow.
He's happy.
Kansas needs a team too. Maybe the Jets can go to Kansas.
That'd be hard to take everybody from the Chiefs. I think they're dug in pretty deep there.
Well,
Yeah. Maybe
Oklahoma.
I don't know. Vermont needs a team.
Yeah, okay.
Could send them up there.
Watch the playoff game, Jags and Chargers. Are the Chargers going to be in that playoff game?
Not if they keep charging the way they are. We'll see. That's going to be a fun one tonight, Alex. We were talking about that. There's like two games that I'm looking forward to watching: Bills Eagles this afternoon and Ravens Chargers. Should be a good one tonight. So we'll see. But that's a thing too. Is there's a lot of teams that are going to have question marks. Are the Buccaneers going to stick with Baker Mayfield? Yeah. Kansas Chiefs and Cowboys and Broncos are all over Kansas. Yeah. It'd be too hard to break in. It's too established. So
Jags Texans playoff.
Jags Texans. I mean, Travis, let's talk about that game a little bit, because that actually it's a division game, right? Jaguars are 7-3. They're one game ahead of the Texans, who CJ Stroud looks real. And I saw he needs 273 yards today to break Justin Herbert's rookie record. So for passing yards in a rookie season, and we're like 2/3 of the way through the season, and he's going to break Justin Herbert's record. So wonder if I could find that again. Let me see exactly. But I thought that was really, I don't see it. I thought that was really interesting to see. Like, he's already on the cusp of breaking a quarterback record. He looks real, and it's going to challenge. Jaguars have to go down to Texas. Texans have to win this game. I mean, that's going to tie them for first if they win. So, looking really, really good in this one. Both teams. Jacksonville looked good last week for kind of the first time in a couple weeks. They've been kind of flat, but Trevor Lawrence looked for real again. So, and Dameon Pierce is back this week, but that was one of the things I was hoping somebody was going to ask was Dameon Pierce or Singletary, because Singletary's been running really good down there while he was out. So, is he gonna? How's that workload gonna continue? Like, that's a big one. If you have Pierce, do you continue with that, or do you stick with Singletary? Kids,
yes.
So that's an interesting point. I'd like to see if ETN's going to keep it up. Like, this could be a shootout here. This Jacksonville Texans game, super high scoring. I'm sure John's got DFS in this, but let's take Alex right here. I'm gonna pick the Jags to win off of experience, but I think that's gonna be a fun game to watch. 47-point over under. That is. Let me see. I'm sure the Eagles Bills is higher. Yeah, Eagles Bills 48, Ravens Chargers 48. And so yeah, it's up there, 47. So and the rest of the games are just terrible. Yep. So let's see, Stevenson or Jalen Howell.
So Howell's been almost averaging 100 yards a game, catches balls out of the backfield too. Stevenson against the Giants, I wouldn't take that. Giants going to shut him down. Especially, so it looks like Mac Jones is starting now, and Bailey Zappi is planning on seeing some action. So they probably do feed the ball. Stevenson probably does get a lot of touches today. The Giants probably line up to stop the run and make Jones beat him or Zappi beat him. I would go Jalen there, but what do you think, Joe?
Who is Jalen Howell? I don't even know who that is.
Hold on. Pittsburgh?
Jalen Warren?
Jalen Warren. Sorry. I'm looking at the thing. Not the soccer player. Yeah, Jalen Warren.
I'm sitting here like quickly searching the internet. Like, who is Jalen Howell?
He's a sleeper pick.
And you're over here busting out stats. And I'm like, man, did I fall in a hole?
Jalen Warren. No, you got to look at the other. You put it back up there.
Oh, the next one. Sorry, Jalen. Yeah, sorry. I usually work one box at a time. So, Jalen Warren or Stevenson. Yeah, definitely Warren. Right. I mean, they're giving him a ton of carries. I don't want to say definitely because the Giants aren't very good either. So,
you stop it.
Well, I mean, there's
Giants defense is good. You got to get.
Are they good against the run?
Yeah.
Well,
when that's all the Patriots going to do is try and run.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? What are they going to do? Who cares? Let Jones beat us. Let him throw the ball. Let him try and throw it.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. I would still. I mean, I don't care who they be playing. I like what they're doing. If you watch Jalen Warren, he looks so much better than Najee Harris, which is weird to say.
Yeah.
Because Najee was supposed to be fantastic and looked great his rookie year, but Jalen Warren looks super explosive, really hard. Like, you don't take him down the first time. You're not going to arm tackle that guy either. He's a little like, kind of reminds you of the bus a little bit skinnier, but the way he runs, he's explosive and he's a powerhouse. Yeah, you know, he's like a mini fridge. Not really he's not a full bus, but he's like a I don't want to call him a short bus. That's disrespectful, but he's a mini fridge. He's really good, and they like him, and they're giving him a shot. So in a game that they've really got to win against the Bengals, I think you're going to see a lot of Jalen Warren this week. Start Jalen Warren, Alex, and let your brain don't think too hard. Just start him. Let the brain continue to defrost. You don't want to overdo it. So, so what else? Let's see. Rams, Cardinals, we talked about. Chiefs, Raiders. I don't think that game's going to be of any significance. But so we were talking about. I didn't get to talk to you about this, but let's talk about the Bills a little bit. So, and I haven't seen Mark, but we'll see if he's lurking. The Bills are getting ready to play Philly this week, obviously. Kansas City, at home against Dallas, at the Chargers, then New England, and then they have to finish out in Miami.
Ooh,
I mean, is that a schedule? Or is that a schedule? I mean, they could realistically lose 5 of the next 6 games.
Right. Or at least 3. Yeah.
Yeah. But
at least 3. Yeah.
If I said Philly beats the Bills today, what do you say?
Probably.
If I say the Kansas City beats the Bills at home.
Yeah. Okay.
Dallas beats the Bills.
Okay.
Yeah. Chargers at home beat the Bills.
I don't think so.
But if they do what would you say?
They could.
Then
I say okay. Herbert threw for 4 touchdowns. Okay, great.
Okay. Yeah. New England, probably not, but they did beat them already. So,
which is unbelievable.
Which is hard to believe. And then they've got to go down to South Florida in January
and the Jets
take on the Dolphins.
And the Jets beat the Bills somehow. Well, because he was playing a gunslinger, right? I'm just going to keep throwing the ball deep, and my guys will come up with the ball, and they didn't. Who's the kid
Yeah.
from the Jets that had like 3 INTs that game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lam- Lamar.
Jordan Whitehead.
Oh, Whitehead. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, yeah, that when you look at the AFC East, like the Dolphins could really walk away with it because they might just be out on an island by themselves. That's a
Mhm.
schedule that's brutal.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
that's bad.
absolutely brutal. And yep, they beat up on the Jets, but everybody does. So it probably made them feel a little bit good going
Mhm.
into this one, but man, they are about to hit some really, really tough competition. And then I want to take a peek at what the remaining Dolphins schedule looks like. And what an God, just an absolute embarrassing game on Friday. So they got Washington next, Tennessee, Jets again, Dallas, Baltimore, and Buffalo. So the last 3 games are going to be really tough for them. But if they lose the next 3 in Buffalo, I mean, it might just be out of
Mhm.
reach. It'll be out of reach at that point.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, because they're 8-3 right now. So if Buffalo loses 3 in a row, that like they're sitting at
right,
6-8.
right. He's got to
Like,
get he's
it's
got to
over.
get disciplined. I mean, you watch Allen, and he runs around, and he just tries to force the ball over and over, and it's like, what are you doing? It's almost like he's just. Every play is an audible. Every play is just, it's like you're playing street football and everybody just try and get open. I'll find you. No, I really feel like that's what happened with the Chiefs early in the season too. With the enemy leaving, it was like we didn't really have any plays. I'm going to scramble, and you guys keep trying to fight to get open, and then I'll find you. No, that doesn't work. I mean, you can't do that on every play. You just,
Right.
once in a while, yes, but I think that's why the Chiefs were struggling for a while, and I don't even think they're still. I don't think they're firing all cylinders yet, but we'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
how they finish the year out.
I agree. You see that a lot. And I think Buffalo's big thing is they just don't value a running game. Like I think we've been
Yeah.
saying it for the last 3 years. Like they need to draft a running back and they
Hmm.
need to use their running backs. Like they
Right.
and again, look at Singletary down in Houston. Like he's been the lead guy there. They've been giving him the ball and he's putting up 100 plus every
Hmm.
week.
Yeah.
He was terrible in
Yeah.
Buffalo because
Because
they
they
never
didn't do it.
use him.
Right.
And when
Right.
you have a quarterback like that likes to throw the ball, there should be holes to run through everywhere
Hmm.
because the defense is not stacking the box.
That's right.
And you see James Cook, he looks good.
Yeah.
And
They
they
did.
don't like take the pressure off Josh Allen.
That's right. I don't get
That
it.
they don't do it, and that's why they keep losing. They don't
Hmm.
control the clock. They don't control
Yep.
the ground game,
That's part of it.
and even with that epic Chiefs game years ago, it was touchdown, touchdown, touchdown,
Oh yeah.
touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, they don't everything is 40 yards downfield,
Hmm.
chunk plays every time instead of let's grind this defense out, let's beat them to a pulp, and then let's control the game. Like they don't, it's got to be downfield, downfield,
Hmm.
downfield. Um, and Alex, I think you're wrong. I think you guys definitely beat New England. I'm still not convinced Denver's that good of a team. Vegas is not a good team. I don't care what anybody says with Pierce going in there. Um, you probably don't beat Buffalo or Kansas City, but you still got Denver twice, New England, and Vegas. I think there's arguably 4 wins that are still in that schedule for you. So we'll see. Um,
Hmm.
John's at the hospital right now, so he's not going to jump on with us. But
Okay.
yeah, so let's finish. Let's talk about your guys' game a little bit more. What are you thinking in the Giants Patriots? I mean, this has huge implications, I think, for the rest of the year and kind of how we started this with hot seats. I
Hmm.
mean, Bill Belichick's seat is warming up. If he goes
Hmm.
to Zappy again,
Yep.
that could be the end of Mac Jones.
Yeah.
And if they lose to the Giants, who are on a third string quarterback, what
What
does
is
that
going on?
say?
Right.
Yeah,
I think it's different. I mean, you said earlier that it's Jets, Giants, and Patriots are all in the same boat, and really the Patriots aren't, right? Because we lost both of our starting quarterbacks. The Patriots, this is who they had. They went into the season with Jones. So it
yeah,
wasn't like they lost Jones and now they're relying on somebody else. This is the guy that was going to be their leader, right? Their
yeah.
quarterback for the season. So now they're kind of flip-flopping on, is he the guy? He can't do it. He's inaccurate. He's throwing exceptions. So now it's up in the air. Maybe he's going to play the first half today. Zappy's in the command. They don't really know. They're not committing. I mean, the fact that he's not even committing to who the quarterback is concerning. But
Right.
I think that Belichick is in more of a hot seat because of the fact that this is the team. They haven't had like the major injury that we've had. So I think it is
True.
different for them. I think they're in a worse spot. Maybe, I know he just signed some kind of quiet extension up there too, but maybe he just says, you know what, I've had enough. I'm going to walk away. Or does he just retire? Does he really want to start over again? I don't think so.
And that team, I mean, you talk about every side of the ball in New England needs help.
Yeah, it's
Their
they're
receivers are terrible. The
terrible.
quarterback's bad. They need offensive line help. They need defensive help everywhere. I
Yep.
mean, there's not even a player that you're saying like we've got to get this guy in the draft. It's
No,
just take the
no.
best player available because you've got holes
They're going to be
everywhere.
bad for a while. They're going to be bad for a
Right.
while. And I
And if
think
you're Bill Belichick, exactly why?
get out.
Why do
Get
you want
out.
to restart at what is he 75,
Hand it
76,
over to
something
your
like that?
son. Let your son stay there and let him
Yeah.
figure it out. I mean, I would just walk away. I think the Giants have a lot more weapons than the Pats do. Giants defense is better. Yes. Is it going to be a shootout? No. John says, what is it? A bum fight today? So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be 13-12 Giants. So I would take the under. I don't know what the weather's going to be. It's a little bit cloudy where I am. I don't know if it's raining or anything in the forecast, but I think the Giants defense will stop the run, make him throw the ball, and I see them sacking him a couple times. They probably do switch to Zappy. Maybe Zappy does a little bit better than Jones does today. He seemed like he did last year when he came in, but I do not think the Pats are going to win today. No. I think Giants win. I think it's really low scoring. Like I said, 13-12. That's it.
Yeah. I'm gonna get on board with that exact testament there. I think when you look at the Giants, regardless, they have Saquon.
Yeah.
That makes them a better team than
Yeah.
the Patriots. I mean,
Right.
no matter what the quarterback can do. And if DeVito can do what he did last week, he
Yeah.
threw a couple touchdowns,
Yeah.
he was airing
Good.
it out, and it opened up lanes later in the game for Saquon. That's where he
Yeah.
got his big chunks, is
Mhm.
when they started throwing more, and the defense was like, oh, we better back off the line a little bit because we're getting roasted by DeVito. So
Right.
I think you see a lot more of that today. Of course, Belichick's going to try to take Saquon out of the game and force DeVito to throw, which is why it's probably going to be low scoring, but I think Saquon will eventually break that defense down and get a couple chunk plays to put him in position to win a close bum fight. So
Right. I'd love to see the Giants put up 30 or something, but
yeah,
I don't trust that
it's sad that
Belichick's going to take somebody out. So
yeah,
we're going to
yeah. So we got Alec Quarrel. How's it going, buddy? Good to see you. I'm guessing first time. I don't know. Hopefully, not first time listener, but first time caller. So hopefully you've been with us for a while. But let's check it out. He's on Facebook. So full PPR tight end, Pat Fryermuth or Isaiah Likely. I'm gonna. I mean, it's likely that he's going to get a little bit more than Fryermuth is in this one. So with Andrews going down, even though when Andrews went down before, Likely didn't really pick up a whole lot, but I think against a Chargers team, there's going to be scoring. There's going to be offense on this one. For the Steelers, we don't know what the new play caller is going to do, what impact that's going to have. And that offense looks really bad for the Steelers. They're living on defense and they don't look very good. I would go with the upside of Likely. He makes me a little bit nervous because we didn't see him be heavily targeted when Andrews went down previously, but or last year, I think it was, but now he's, in year 2 against the Chargers. That's gonna be a high scoring game. That's that is tied for the second highest score, or that is tied for the highest scoring game of the week. So target the points and go with Likely.
Yep.
No.
Good luck, Alec.
I don't think anybody trusts Kenny Pickett. So
no.
That team
No.
looks terrible. So we like Warren. That's about it.
Yeah.
That one. So yeah. Yeah, Warren or Horrell, not Warren.
Warren
Yeah,
was the other guy. Yeah.
make sure you're following and join us each and every week. But I'd love to get more questions from you and see you popping in. So also, if you want to jump over onto the YouTube side, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on different platforms, it really helps us grow a lot. Tells the algorithm more people are watching because the YouTube algorithm doesn't know who's watching on other platforms. So it does help us get a huge, huge increase in exposure. So if you guys are watching on any other Twitch, Facebook, X/Twitter, please jump over to YouTube and type in the Fantasy Slant, hit that subscribe button. It helps a ton. And it's free for the
Still
Black
free.
Friday, Cyber Monday. Yeah, free for a limited time. So grab that deal. I mean, it's more valuable than you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, we've got a couple minutes left. What do you got on your mind? What do you want to talk about?
So what other games? No other games? No, just I'm excited to see the Giants here at
Mhm.
home, and Belichick coming maybe back home and beating him in front of his old fans. But um, no, I really was
Yep.
hoping John was going to be on because I wanted to hear what his thoughts were. I thought maybe he was going to
I
tell
know.
me all the ways that the Pats were going to win, and Ramondre was going to do this, and
Yeah.
Jones was going to do that, and Belichick is going to shut down Saquon and all of this stuff. But he's not here. So,
No, he's not. So let's
John, if you're listening, type in your final score. Let's see what
yeah.
you think.
So Thursday, let's go back to Thanksgiving.
Oh my God.
What happened to the Lions in that game? They have looked so dominant
Yeah.
most of the year, and then you're hosting the Packers, and they couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I've been rooting for the Lions. I'd like to
Yeah.
see them. My brother and I were talking about it, like who could be the surprise team, right? And I'm like, I would like to see the Lions. I mean, other teams could battle each other and knock each other out. Maybe the Lions find a way to sneak their way in, right? I mean, they have a dedicated fan base,
Mhm.
and Goff has been there before. Could they do it? But yeah, I think were they looking past the Packers? I know in the history when Favre was there and different guys were there, they always played each other tough. I mean, whether it was Lambeau or Detroit. Um, but yeah, maybe they were
Yeah.
looking past them. I mean, maybe they just thought this is going to be an easy game, and they made
Yeah.
Love look good. And yeah,
Yeah, and I don't know if that, they were coming off a 3-game winning streak. Maybe they were getting a little bit cocky. They were, you know, got a little undisciplined. They're a young team. They're not used to winning.
Mhm.
I heard a stat that absolutely blew my mind. The last time that the Lions were 8-2, so this was before going into this
Oh yeah.
game, JFK was president.
Oh
Think about that. I mean,
wow.
not even that the last time they were 8-2
Yep.
to start a
Right.
season,
Right. Historically
we
bad.
weren't on the moon
No,
yet.
historically bad. Historically bad, and
That
they still
is
get to play on
insane.
Thanksgiving every year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Somehow
every
they
year
get the
without
game
fail.
every year, but yeah.
I could not believe that stat. I mean, that is just you can't like
No,
and I'm not even young, but for younger people, like to even think about that, like I don't even know what I don't have that connection with JFK and
right,
the
right.
assassination, but just to think like that still feels like so much before my time, and I've been watching football for God forever,
Yep.
So to think like a team hasn't won 8 games to start a year
Mhm.
in what 50 years?
Right,
When
right.
was 1960s, right? Was
Oh,
JFK? Was it? Um,
I
yeah,
couldn't tell you what year, but it was
that's
I'm
crazy.
gonna say easy 50 years ago.
Yeah,
Over 50 years, yes.
man. I mean that blows my mind. But I mean, now going to the rest of their schedule at New Orleans, they got at Chicago, home for Denver, at Minnesota, at Dallas, home for Minnesota to finish
Mhm.
the year. They're 2 games up in the division right now. You should be able to beat New Orleans. You should be able to beat the Bears. you should be able to take one of those games against Minnesota, if not both of them.
Mhm.
Denver's been playing scrappy, but it's a home game. You should be able to beat them with that offense. And Dallas is going to be tough, but they both have the offense to win that game. So
Mhm.
I don't see a game to where you're like, I don't really, not like the Bills to where you're like, oh man, I'd be surprised if they lost 5 of 6. Like I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions win 5 of 6 to close it out.
Yeah, they could. Actually, I just
Right?
looked it up 60 years ago.
60.
60.
Wow.
So about the same as the Jets.
God.
And then same kind of loyal fans.
Yeah. I would say more loyal for the Jets, but
Yeah,
I
probably.
don't know. I mean, have you ever met a Lions fan? I only know one.
Just that guy. What's his name? Russ? Oh no, he's Colts.
Colts. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who's a Lions fan? I
Lions
know
fan?
one person.
No, I don't know if I do.
Yeah.
We don't have one that comes
I
on
know
the
you
show.
live on that side of the country, but there's Jets fans everywhere. But
No, I
not
don't
as
think I do. I know some people that live in Michigan too, and I don't know.
you don't even know if they're a Lions fan
No, I don't
because
know.
they've never talked about it before. So
Segregation was still taking place. There you go.
yeah. I mean, that's
That's
you can't wrap your mind around like
no.
how you could be that bad for so long. Like even the Jets have had a couple of good seasons sprinkled in here and there, right? I mean, the
Right.
Giants won a couple Super Bowls. It's been
Oh yeah,
bad, but you got a couple Super Bowls in there. I mean,
sure.
the last time they were this good, the America we know didn't exist.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that's right.
that's hard to believe.
Yep.
It's just like, God
Mhm.
bless the Lions, man. And I think that's why it makes them fun. Like I feel like they're the Bengals from a couple years ago. They're this year's Bengals. Like everybody's rooting for
Yeah, you
them
root for them, sure.
because it's been so long. It's been so
Mhm.
long since they've been good, and it's good to see the little guy get a chance. And I think they're still going to win that division. I think they're going to win the North. I don't think Dobbs is good enough to keep this up, and the
Mm.
Packers aren't good enough to make that kind of a run. The Bears
No,
are definitely not good enough.
no.
So I think they're going to easily win the division. But those 2 Minnesota games are going to be the telling factors in that, because if they don't win that, Minnesota catches right back up. So
Yep.
that'll be an
No doubt.
interesting one to watch there for sure. But that's it. That is the 10 o'clock hour. So games are starting. I hope we helped you guys out. Thank you for getting questions in. I really appreciate all the questions. That makes it so much fun for us, and great games to watch this week. Not from an entertainment standpoint, but from more of like a dumpster fire
Mhm.
standpoint. So,
Right.
but there's going to be some good ones out there, especially this afternoon, and I'll be keeping an eye on that Giants game for you.
Oh yeah.
Giants, and there'll be a lot of talk in our chat about that one, and a lot
Mhm.
to talk about next week for sure. So until then, guys, good luck with your teams, good luck with fantasy. Come back each and every week. Of course, subscribe, tell all your friends to subscribe, help us get more exposure in the YouTube sports realm. So if you enjoy it, support us. So
Mhm.
until next week, guys, have a great week, and we will see you on the other side. Peace out.
Yep.